roll them. Do we come out here and make like it's TV and roll them? And these are the parts that are cut out because otherwise it doesn't look professional, right? But I'm not looking to be professional. I'm just looking to be accurate, right on, and in control of my audience. Not to control everybody, but to note the next notation and the next word you might hear that you don't want to miss. There might be something you might learn. Imagine you're going to a game and your team rarely scores, but now they're scoring a touchdown or they scored a goal or they hit a home run, and so you're all excited at the moment. I mean, that's what's so great about that one play. In hockey, you have that one play, but it starts at one end of the ice and it goes all the way to the other end of the ice. Unless, oh my God, it's for the goalie. And for the goalie, the only thing that's set up is shoot the puck. Swing the bat. You don't swing the bat, the guys in the field aren't going to get ready for an error, for anything else but an error. So I come on to you and say, how did I begin this video? How long will it take before the action of this gets into the action of this? Nowadays, because of the reality of what has been going on for the last 10 years, I'm so used to it that when I light up, I go into the other world. It's like I don't even need to leave anymore. That anxiety that used to be there because I wasn't here, so I had the anxiety here because I was there, doesn't happen as much anymore. But I get a little nervous. I don't have a pen in my hands. I don't have the video on. My typewriter or keyboard, typewriter or keyboard is not functioning because the computer screen is off. There's no power. I have no books to write on, and the only information I can look at is either deep into the numbers in my mind where it never shuts down. Isn't that the greatest library in your head where it never shuts down? I have come to a point in my work that I'm not afraid to forget because I'm not going to forget anything. Remember the basic code of remembering plus and multiply. Turning something from one angle to the next. Turning something from one angle to the next, making the whole difference. As it's seen not on the 5, but if you look at the 5, it's in each corner, right? But if you turn it this way, it's now north, south, east, and west, and the vertical horizontal centers in the center over here. Dragging the partial key of the S from over here, down through the center here, and down over here. Do not forget, this is the middle of the top row. This is the center of the 3 rows. These 2 rows, okay, are gone because it's in the middle of, the space of. In between the space of the space has to have a number. Right over here. Right over here. Right over here. What is that number? You saw that little puff I took? That's all I'll take. I'm not looking to get lost. I'm out here to find. I find all the time. It's so exciting for me. It's so nerve-wracking. I come out here every single day and say, oh my God, I didn't share anything. And if I don't share anything, nobody else can obtain what's in my memory, what's in my thoughts. You come up to me and you say, Mr. Tacpans, you said this yesterday. Great! Now you said it today, and I remember from yesterday I got 2, you got 1. Every time somebody says something, I get 1 more. 1 more of a remembering what somebody else is thinking, and eventually it'll be just like breathing. You'll remember all the numbers in a row and where all the definitions. When you open up my dictionary, you don't see 1 saying everything. It's 1 and all. Because when you split 1 through my nose, you have divided my face. When you have put 1 this way or minus, you minus at least 1 because you put a minus. You have divided my head. Above and below. It seems like this is all you need above, and this is all you get below. You get the rest of it below, because the 8 hole, whole wheat bread, or how about a hole in number 8, because in French, it's wheat. Bring the heat. Bring the heat on. It's the eat on, or put R and H. What is R and H? R and H is the first time that A has a family inside H because it's A to G in the piano, equaling to H, and the second A in the piano is an H next to G, G and H. It's simple and stupid and ridiculous what I do, and no one wants to know, but if you don't start at the bottom, you would never understand anything that I have taught myself, if you regard in your perception that I've taught anything at all to myself, other than even to understand how to know who I am better than what I understand of what I say to all of you. And I know what I say all the time. I make mistakes. Yes, I do. I certainly do. Cheerio to the mistake. And hallelujah to finding it and knowing you made one. To be awake and know you made that mistake that taught you what's next. 1:24 Planet X time. Plane X. The plane is on the X on the tar port. Tar rat port. Trap. Planet X. We're going to get into that in a minute. Because ex-wife, division, split apart. Number 1 splits apart. You put a 1 here and a 1 here. You've split one side apart from the other side. Number 1. You know what happens if you put number 1 in the middle over here? It'll only make a division for the water because it's all dividing. Moses ran through, he split the sea. Noah went over the water and Jesus got baptized. We're always splitting the water and splitting the seas. Because the minute you split the water and split the seas, okay, you also take out what's inside the center, making your creation. Because when you push away an area that you take up, that's your creation. For every time you see my hand move, for every time you see my head bobble, for every time I move around in this video, I am switching the coordinates in the air in this entire universe just by making these little movements. These little movements are the vibration of the ocean, is what creates actually the bigger motion of the ocean. So it's not actually the big hurrah, okay, the exhilaration, but is the tension and the attention of the hurrah. Hurrah, she, Lenin. Planet X. How about ex-wife, ex-boyfriend? How about East? Inside the word planet, it is the letter P, P-E. L, E-L, that's peel. Peel is also like a pear. Pear means half. Which half? Well, in a pear, you know, you only got the little stem at the top with the neck, but there's really no head on the bobble. Let's not get into that. What we're going to get into right now is simplicity. Here is the 8 card. Here is the 9 card. Does anybody know how these cards look in the other deck? And I seem to be missing a deck. Oh, only half showed up. It's half price, right? And for the Montreal Canadiens, they got 31 for half price. The angel creation of the transmission. Number 92, yellow, black, 29, 11, red, 9, 27, red. Red hits the last letter in the alphabet, Y-Z-Y, because Y-Z-Y without the Z. Why without the Z? Because it's these 2 bull's horns with this nose in the center. Or it's this nose in the center with these 2 bull's horns. Why? Side to side, above and below. Above and below and side to side. You remember these arms you see on the letters? The I, the long arm in the I? I wanted to show you something about one of the cards. Wow. All of a sudden, I have 6 decks of cards and they're all gone. They're all gone. Here they are. They're all here. I want to show you the king. Is it here, the king? Here's the king of diamonds. Do you see the way this is turned? This is turned over here. See the pressure? That's from underneath. Is it holding it apart or is it holding it together? You see this strand? Okay. The canal within the center, yellow and red and blue and white. Okay. You see the way the white is holding it? Okay. See all the white in here? These, okay, they get put in. You pull these out. You put them back in and they let gears turn between this side and this side. You can see it right here, the canal, the passing. See this part over here? I'm not going to tell you the whole thing, right? But take a good look at this. This will create the Israeli flag, okay, or the Magen David, whichever way you want to go. See this over here? This is part of the bicycle cards, okay? What this does, it's between 2 sides. This is holding off the difference between 2 sides. We run 12 hours there and then 12 hours there. Either we're running like this, okay? I'm not sure exactly which way it's running. I'd have to see a picture in my mind. I'm visual and I'm on top of it when it's right there. Otherwise, sometimes I can't see it at all. The number 9 is over here. The number 9 is over here, showing you the reality that your 9 birth is not between 2 worlds, but it's above 2 worlds. 1, 2, 3, 4, up. Whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4 reverse against each other. This is the 0 center. 0 center. 2, 3, 2, 0, 2, 2. When I read it like this, and the reason I read it like this is this would be 1, this would be 3, this would be, these are halfways, don't forget. This is between 1 and 4 and 7. You can tell between 1, 4, and 7. How do I know this? Because of the 2 card. See the height of the 2 card here? Okay, I'm going to show you the height of the other 2 card. Look at the height of this 2 card compared to the height of this 2 card. See this way, this is the top row. This is the bottom row. This will start you on 2. This will end you on 14. 2 and 14. How do I know? Wow, I can't find it. Anyways, I can't find it on my floor. I don't know why, but it's the roulette board. It's just a roulette board. It tells you whether you start on the corners inside the shape. See here, the corner? See the way it's above this one over here? Right? Not the same thing. Not the same thing. No, they're not. Yes, they're made different. They're made different. They're made different. This is the Jungle Book, my friends. Okay? This is stamped, okay, and marked as the Jungle Book. Okay, this freaking thing is official and trademark. Okay, so whatever its reality is just as professional as the next card that comes from the NHL. Same shit, both professional, different leagues. So we have the 2 card. Now we're going to go up and we're going to switch cards. We're going to go back to the 9 card. Okay, I've always read this the way I want as 1, 3, 7, 1, 3. 7 and 9, and I read it as 1, 3, 7, and 9 is because it has to be flipped upside down like this for me to read it the other way. If this was over here, and it does happen, it happens when you get to this card over here, the 6 card. This is right in between, and the time it gets flipped upside down, okay, is when it becomes the diamond card. When they become the same 2 sides, it doesn't matter how I flip this card, it goes to both sides. Okay, so now I can read it 1, 3, 7, and 9, or 1, 3, and 1, 3, and flip this upside down and read it as 1, 3 again. 7 card versus the 7 card. The difference between the 2 cards, and if you take a look, they're all the same height. Okay, you see the way the center is more into the center. Okay, do you see the way this runs above and with the 7, okay, as joining it? This one runs below. Not because it's smaller. It's because it's the way it is. This is a 5 up, and this is 2 down. This is a 5 up and 2 down, except that you take a look at the down, okay? 4. This is a 0. See these 4? It's a 0. Here's 4 again over here. I'll regard this one here. I'll regard them all as zeros because I'll disregard all the suits. If you take a look, the spade shows a point up. The diamond shows a point down. And the heart shows a point. Okay? The club is the only one that doesn't show a point because they cut all the points off. It shouldn't be a club. The club should be a spade. What it is it's inside. It's inside. Can I draw one of it? Do I have any markers to draw any of this? Do I have any markers other than a yellow to draw this? Okay, it's inside. It's 2 worlds linked together. Heart, heart, diamond. We put a head on this. We put a head on this. How do we put a head on this? This is the club. All I do to the club is put it inside the spade. You wouldn't even know the club is there. our organs in our heart. We have the 10 card from this game over here. Oh, I guess we have the 10 card from this. Anyways, I just wanted to go with 6, 7, and 8 right now. So that's all I wanted to do. I usually go overboard. I have the 6. I have the 7. I have the 7. I have the 7. I have the 7. And I'm looking. You know, when I first opened up this deck, I had four aces. One of them with a wild card. Do you ever think that number 23, the 23rd letter in the alphabet, is for W for wild card? But if you're counting the other way, okay, the 23rd letter in the alphabet is actually center C. Okay, center C. Okay, just after the 23rd letter in the alphabet, the 24th letter in the alphabet from left to right in the piano is center C. Okay, now we have 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7, and 8. Okay, you all know the way it is. The 8's got no moons inside of it. The 7 is 1, the 8 has no moons. They have taken the 8 card and made it into the 9 card. 8 and 9, just like we see on our computers, on our keyboards. The 8 and the 9, 1, 2, 3, 4 versus 1, 2, 3, 4. The 8 and 9, the 8 is no longer in the 7 family. 6 and 7 are together, 8 and 9. 17 and 13 is creation. 17 stands for Mars. 7 and 6, 13 is Earth and Mercury. 8 and 9 added onto the piano. 8 and 9, 8 everybody knows in Chaldean that 8 exists because there is a heaven and there is a hell. But you got to go through the gateway. So we never go through the gateway. So we live under the 7 and 6 stripes. Okay? We live under the 7 and 6 stripes. You know why? Because alpha, beta shouldn't be there. This is A and B, my friends. B, 2, 8, 1, 9. 19 and 28. The sun, the birth, the spirit, and the moon. Because 1 and 2 only comes out in center C creation. 7A, 7B, 7 plus 1, 7 plus 2 makes 8 and 9. You come out as 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21 because you are hell of a man. We come out in the church because the steeple in the chapel opens and the church becomes that woman. She is the church. So now 2 and 1 go together. Now you say, why? Why does 2 and 1 go together? Because 3 and 4. That makes 7, 4 corners on 3 in the outside. Nothing is lost. 7, or that you will see that the 3 parts of the 3 worlds that are together in 7 has now been moved over to a moon, an area just outside the heart. 1 area moon. Now we still want to understand a little bit more about 2, which is 2 on the outside, and everybody knows about 1, which is the ace. Okay? And the ace heart. Okay? The ace heart. I mean, not talking about the ace of hearts, but the heart of the ace is always in the center of 2. But if you remember that in 9, in the 9 card, okay, and the ace card, let me put these down for a second. Then the 9 card and the ace card, your heart is no longer in the center. It's over to one side. The heart has been moved over to one side. But in the regular 9 card that we use in every single days and decks that we play with, the 9 is in the heart area. But in the monkey card, it's not in the heart area. The 9 card plays from the moon. It plays from one side of the moon and not from the other side of the moon. And the heart is not here because the heart is in this world and is explanatory when you come into the 10 card. Because one world it shows over here, in one world. You see these 2 cards? See the way they're standing up here and here? These talk, these design pictures, I can see it with my eyes, I can design it, but I'm not here, I am here, I have tons of excuses, I need to know how to manipulate this computer so I can draw faster, so I can throw out pages that don't come out exactly the way I am and redraw it, instead of having to redraw every single stitch of everything I've done for the last 2 years and 250 books and thousands of pictures that are designed all over my wall. These pictures all over my wall is not paint, my friends. This is everything that I see. This is what I see. This is my reality that I see. I see the sea of shining seas because in my house, there ain't no white. White has gone on vacation. I'm here to turn white into light. The 9 exists here, but it changes from the 8. It's a completely different world because 9 plays with 10. 8, 9, 10 play together instead of 6, 7, and 8 because A, B, C from 7A, 7B, and 7C. 7C is right here, the 2 worlds now that live, and there ain't no heart. The only heart that there is this heart. But where is this heart going? Breathe, my friend. Breathe, my friend. All the cards. You see the jack? The jack is, look, underneath the head is 7, right? And 1. Why is it 1? Because off with the head. Okay? This one only runs as the spirit heart. It gets no head. Although Earth gets a head in you in Taurus, inside of the earth, you do not see her. She runs around the core of the earth that gives you life. 7 above, 1 below. Why? Because we don't get to this level. It goes to this level. You don't see it. We see the top level, but we don't see this level. And you see the splitters over here, V and V for 55. So wherever you're going to see double nickel, above and below, where the beaver is above and below, where the American nickel looks like whatever it is, but it looks like above and below, where the Canadian beaver is above and below, and we're looking for the groundhog to come out and tell us about another 6 weeks of summer or winter that are coming in the future. When we already know that 6 more weeks later it will be summer. We already have to know that in the movie Groundhog Day with Bill Murray, he wakes up on the 33rd day of the year, and it's 333 days from last year and 333 days, 33 days away from the day of the year before of Groundhog Day one more year. The king, the jack, the boy. The boy is the king. And the wild card is what's in your mind. Judy, this is what you showed me, Judy. Okay, Judy asks me from Facebook, what's going on with that picture? Well, these are her pictures. Let's just leave wild card 26, 32, 44, 48. This card says, in the space that I am created, I shall play within the house of the round dog. Card equals 26, 62 is queen, 86, 24 is 10, 10, and is also 12 and 8, which is the letter T, which is the letter T. And why the letter T? Listen to this. 20th letter T. 2 times 0 equals nothing equals 2B. So forget about B, where 20, 0 equals A and E, which is the letter O, which is the 15th letter. Plus the 20, or the 2 in front, equals to the 17 queen. But 0 equals 6, all the same. 6 plus 2 equals 8. It is the heaven you are in the circle of life. Now the lion, round and back on the ground with your feet. The cat that runs around in the alternated commercial power of AC energy. Let's move the cards apart. I didn't get to draw this big enough, but this is the word to N-I-B-I. The R and the B look the same, okay? This is part of Nibiru. When you draw this out and fix it, the size of the letters, okay, and the size of the letters and where they go together and where they can't go together because of the squares. When you up and down a square like this, you cut every single square into half, creating the separated heaven. Each side gets the half of the separation. Inside of here and here, it's 4 backwards, and then it's 4 or a little r. By creating N-I-B-I, N-I-B-I, this is what it creates. This is what it'll tell you, but I'm not going to sit here and explain it because it has 1,000 meanings to 1,000 visions. Again, this is Nibiru, upside down, right side up, right upside down, right side up. Again, it will tell another story, but I need to make it bigger and clearer so I can see it proper. Right now I can only tell you in only my vision, but my vision is not good enough. My vision is not good enough. My vision, my explanation only is what your perception can be great, will be make my good enough greater and valuable to you. The ribbon, Nibiru ribbon, bloodshed. What blood color should we have? What blood should we be shedding? The power of 6, Nibiru, using the B and R in the same word, also says the bar. A bar is like a dash, and when you write God, you don't write G-O-D. You put a dash. Remember what 1 did? Dash rip rock, rip me off. Dash 1 splits everything apart. Dash 1, okay, is what comes in between, and the dash 1 will connect the two sides together. The oceans connect the two electronics together. Put an ocean here and fill the two beaches and bring the energy to two sides. The more water you have, the more you can use your magnets, okay? The piano, Piano, says the ring. It says the ring of pi that is split apart. Why is it split apart? Because I have the left side, I have the right side. I take part of the left and the right, and I add something to the center that will just relink everything. I'll barely change anything but the vibration. That's all. Matrix is known to have a fault, and inside its fault is the vibration. The worst thing that can happen is you die. Otherwise, the best thing that can happen is they're dysfunctionating who you are, and you will never get to be unless you can hack and break that. And even when you break it, you're still getting the same influx. You can live on the other side, but to get there and not to have that in between, it's a bypass. It's a blocker. If you remove the blocker, you go right through. So that's the question. Planet X. How about 7-Up? See the 7? It wraps around this way. See the 7? It wraps around this way. See the 4 here and the 4 here, the hourglass? How about the E? What should we be spelling? U is 3 letters with 2 spaces in between you. The sun, the moon, it says to end. When you write sun in French, okay, it's soleil. So, S and O is 50. That's what it looks like, the S, the 5. Everybody writes different, so they misunderstood it. Was it me? Of course it's not me. I'm making up the difference. What you don't see, what they don't say is completely different, and obligated to be absolutely wrong is absolutely right, because that's what the difference is. Soleil says half an eye, because A in French means eye, okay? And moon, okay, is M and N, okay? It says, excuse me, I also wanted to write that to be alone, or seul. Seul can also be used, okay, as to nullify, is to remove, okay? It's also moon backwards. L-U-N-E is lun, luna, moon. You know the first cow was a moose, right? When was the first time? I want to know the first time they ever said the word moose. And the first time they ever said the word cow. Anyways, moon backwards is luna. Between the sun and the moon, you get number 19 for the S. You get number 12 for the, hold on a second. You get number 12 for L. L, M, the moon. 12 and 13, queen and king, girl and boy, the moon. L in French, M in English. So they went from a girl to a boy. So they made the earth, which is E, which is of the two worlds, is multi-sex, because E and E is Jack, which means the world of 10. We know E and E means J and T. It's JT, because the two J's, Jack and Jack, or Jack and Jill, they split them apart, okay, and they put T in between, is to connect the top part of the brick and the bottom part of the brick. It's like building bricks. You see the lines in those bricks? See all the T's? See the I's and the T's, right? The bottom and the above, the bottom and the above, the bottom and the above. That's the way it comes out. So we were on 7-Up, but at the same time, 7-Up says 70. You ever see 7-Up? Just like Nibiru, it's got a red sun. Why is it 7-Up? I showed you in the cards. 8 couldn't be anywhere else. They took 8 out of the game. You're automatically an 8. Once you hit 7, just inside the cards. It's a little bit different. They're telling you a story. We spoke about Planet X. We spoke about Nibiru. Nibiru, the word says the other street. In, by, la rue. In by the street. It also says by the bayou. So we were talking about sun and moon in French, soleil and lune, and the initials for the two say 31. Same as the cat. It's a magnet. It's a magnet. 31 equals a magnet. Period. It's AC. It's what you get the energy and the heat from the cat's feet and all the animal's feet. Now, don't think this is wrong. We live in the Matrix. If we didn't have this, we wouldn't be here. But somebody's running the Matrix inside this world. There's not one group. There's not two groups. There's many groups for different realities. Soleil, sun, and moon equals to 31. S, 19, will be 1 plus 9 is 10 equals to 7. But we don't have to count the 1 because the 1 is already counted inside a 9. But inside the monkey cards, the 1 is not counted inside a 9. Only the moon is counted, saying in the monkey cards that we're not even here. I'm only telling you what the cards say. You may say different, and that's fine. Write me, comment, say something. Whatever you say is great. You can just send me to hell. Do you know I just made my first video on Nibiru, a little bit of everything, just to bring out my reality of how things should be in order for them to exist. And I got not one. In 35 views, I have 2 no likes. That's the highest no likes I have gotten in 4 years. I think every other video I've had, listen to this. This is crazy. I've had 3,500 likes on my videos, on 3,000 videos, okay, approximately. I have had 300 not likes. This time I get 2 on a video that I'm trying to explain pieces and parts, because this is only pieces and parts. It's no more than pieces and parts. Oh, listen, I heard this. It's all about gossip, G-O-S-S, which is half and half. The minute you put O and S together, it's half. The minute you put anything to do with AD together, it's 1/4. Now we're going to, we did the other side of the street with Nibiru. So the sun and the moon, Soleil, S, 19 equals 7, and Lune, 12 will equal 3, 7 and 3. The number to Nibiru, 73. The reverse in Lo Shu is the wings of Zion, okay? Look at this one over here. This says Smith. They said Mr. Smith in so many places. If you take a look, okay, see this 9? This one over here, 9 backwards. It's a P. P1. You see that P1, pi it says. 16,891. 1989. 1689. I'm not sure what it is, what I'm looking for, but you can see the 8. There's a split in this word. In Mr. Smith. Okay, S, M, okay, this is the I letter. The I letter joins the 2 sides, and the I letter here joins the 2 sides, and I create an 8. And next to it with T and H, which is time heaven, moving time, number 28, 2 and 8. 2 and 9 is the birth and is created by 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals 20 plus 9. 0 equals 6 equals to 35. That would be Herbie the car. She's a running. Taxi is running. Don't understand. This is so particular that I need to show you. This is the story, and this is why the story, because of 10 years and 4 years of working on where the numbers should go, and then they come up with the odds. Just look. 16 and 33 go together. Why? Because all 3s, this 3 over here, okay, is like the 3 card, or it's like the 3 dice. The 1 dice and the 3 dice are within each other, so they can go next to each other and they tell a story. The 3 in the 10 position, the 1 in the 10 position, the 6 in the 1 position, the 3. So this would be 13 and 36 in between creation 23. Then here's the 1. Now, what does it all mean? I don't know, okay, in all actuality, but this does say orphan children. It says 2014, and it says 1776 at the same time, the side of the moon, and gold. So if we take this and we run it up this way, we run it this way. We're going to do this real quick. 1776, red, add them together. 7 and 3 and 4 is the only card that will come together and equal to an exact 7. In dice, it's the 1 and the 6. In cards, it's the 3 and the 4. Do you understand what I'm saying? In cards, it's the 3 and the 4 that they go underneath each other, right? Or you can do them this way if you want. This way or this way. 77. But if you do it in the dice, it's only this dice with this dice. Everything else overlaps on the corners. So there's only 1 7, 4 5s. 2 sevens and 4 fives. 7 and 7 is 14. 4 fives is 20. 2014. There's 2 sevens and there's 2 fives. 5775, 2014. See the 2014. Back to the wheel. Okay, one more time. 17 and 34 is 51 and 6 is 57. 3 times 19 is 57. That would be the moon. 1, 20, 14, 2014. 21, 35, 66, 75, 57, 75. Back to this side. The diameter of the moon, 3476. From one side to the other side, in between the stripes. 3476. The word to gold, 3476. The God, 476. Creation God, 3476. Made on the moon. Raphael, 7286. And a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.